Hey boys and girls, I have an amazing Camden, New Jersey story right here, right now. I'm in the Einstein Hospital in North Philadelphia, and one of my nurses happens to be a black woman in her 30s, and she went to the Sacred Heart School in Camden, New Jersey. Now, you haven't heard me tell Michael Doyle stories, but I'm fixing to do that right now. And in the bottom of in the description of this video, I'm going to put a link to a playlist that I made. Michael Doyle, Poet of Poverty. Michael Doyle is an Irish guy who grew up in a part of Ireland where they don't even have any roads. You just walk through people's farms and fields to get places. And he was put in the Archdiocese of Camden to be the head elder in the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church parish. And back in the 60s, he became famous for doing some kind of destroying of records during the Vietnam War, where tons and tons of people were being sent into combat. And he fell in love with the people and the kids of Camden, New Jersey. And he noticed, as the years went on, that the Catholic churches in the big cities, when economic times got worse and worse, the first thing that the Archdiocese, the Catholic leader, the Roman religion leadership, they would get rid of the schools. They would cut out the school budget. And he decided that Camden is enormously at risk. The economics are going down the tubes. It's really bad. And he decided no child here is going to have to rely on the money from the Archdiocese, but rather we're going to set up this program where individual sponsors care for the children in Camden. So Michael Doyle created this program so that the school was being supported by individuals and not by, the business of the Roman Catholic Church. And sure enough, as years went on, all of the little Catholic schools all around Camden closed up one by one. And the Sacred Heart School is the only school in all of Camden that stayed functioning. And not only did it stay functioning, but because of this move in the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood became a vibrant mix of people and community activities and care and prayer and focus on children. And for example, at the Sacred Heart Church, every year there's a vigil for each person that was killed in Camden that year. And there's often 50 or 60 that die every year. And all the community and all the congregation comes and has a candlelight vigil, and each person who died in Camden, their name is their name is read aloud, and the way of their death, the cause of their death, is read aloud. So you hear Melvin Thompson, shot to death. Brian Wiggins, shot to death. One after another after another. This amazing gathering of people calling out to God in lament of the killings in Camden. So, this nurse was a child in the Sacred Heart School. And she doesn't live in Camden anymore. She lives in South Jersey. But her kids go to Sacred Heart School. And the sponsor that sponsored her many, many years ago, 25 years ago, the sponsor for her schooling is still super close friend to her. She said, that lady took me horseback riding and scuba diving, and she only had one son. She never had a daughter. And she treated me like a daughter for all these years. And my kids actually don't have any grandparents. So she's been the grandparent to my kids. And when she picks them up from school, there's this beautiful picture of this nice blonde Irish lady with all of these black kids in a circle around her. And she also said that the training in the school, the responsibilities and the discipline and the mindfulness has really affected her whole life. And there's still little practices that she personally does. They keep her focused and disciplined. And then she was telling a story that Father Doyle had gotten very sick. And I actually didn't hear about that because I've been away from Camden for quite a while. Well, my goodness. At the same time I'm in this bed, just a little while later, I get a call from Michelle Caporal. She and her husband, Joe McCullough, who are poets who work with Michael Doyle and were married in that church. She calls me up, kind of out of the blue. She had seen the notice that I'm in the hospital. And she says, oh, the miracle of Michael Doyle is amazing. She said he was at a point where everyone was expecting that he was going to be gone soon. And he couldn't speak, he couldn't read his poetry, he couldn't eat. And everything looked so bad. And now he's just fine. And so this lady, Janae, who's my nurse, she didn't even know that Michael Doyle has not just survived but thrived. And I was able to give her that news right here from my hospital bed. Really kind of funny. So please go in the description drop down and check out my playlist about Michael Doyle. All the best to you and yours.